are out here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale, Louisiana for the third and fourth rounds of the 2023 SRO TC America Championship. We had a pretty good showing at Sonoma last month with 2 second place finishes, and excited for another race weekend out here in Louisiana in the Bayou, as they say, or the Bayou. But this event is actually growing on me. I really do enjoy the track. It's a lot different than Sonoma. It's a lot different than some of the other tracks we go to this year on the calendar, largely because there's no elevation change. It's a very fast and technical course, and it's a track that rewards precision in a car that, you know, is fast in a straight line, but also is good in the technical and tight and twisty bits. So it's got a little bit of everything, and is a very, very busy track. Not a ton of areas to rest, maybe other than the front straight, but other than that, it's a lot going on, and it's really fun to pilot the BMW M2 around here.
This season, SRO introduced the Honda Civic from TCR class into R class. Our M2 here comes with a stock power plant. It is a sealed gearbox from BMW. It is a dual clutch transmission that you would find in any street car, as well as the engine. Turbos, all that stuff is the same. This is a rear wheel drive car, okay? So all of our power is put through the rear wheels. And aside from a little bit of aero extra, such as the rear wing, most of the aero on this car is something that will come on a street car. Now, as far as the Hondas, because they're coming from a different series, they race a little bit more aggressively. They have a couple key differences than what this car has as far as the street version. They come with a sequential gearbox. Now, that's not a gearbox that is made for the street per se. Sequential gearbox is a very fast, firm shifting gearbox. It actually has a clutch, but once the car is moving, you don't actually have to press the clutch to engage gears. You can just kind of hit the gears and go. It makes for very fast shift, very little lag. The Honda Civics are also front wheel drive, which is a big difference between these cars. So there's a lot of pros and cons between the two of them. You know, some tracks are gonna be better for them than they are for us. Power-wise, torque-wise, they're right about the same. They're a little bit more manageable in that car. On the Civic, they can kind of tune them up and down a little bit where they need to be. And then really it comes down to kind of BOP based on, you know, what they have to do to kind of make them equal, right? You don't think of a BMW and a Honda racing as equal, but you know, when it comes to all those things, it really plays a big factor in these series.
Practice has started out really well. We've been here for a test day and then also official practice where we've been able to put the BMW M2, the number 26 car, right at the top of the timesheets as the fastest BMW in each session. However, we're not really close to the Hondas at all. They still manage to be about 2 to 3 seconds faster than we are. So there's been sort of like the talk of the paddock this weekend. Is just how off the Hondas are. Even with them slowing them down, there really hasn't been any noticeable time delta that's came down. So we've basically just been chasing the Hondas all weekend long, and at this point I don't know how optimistic it's going to be to actually have a level playing field for the race and qualifying. So the only thing we can do is worry about us, worry about our car, and continue just being the strongest BMW out there.
All right, talk to me. I guess I'm just gonna box.
Yoshihara, low, Garrett, U. Yoshihara 47.7. Low 49.4. Garrett 49.7. U 49.8.
So Yoshihara was 2 seconds faster than everyone.
Okay, we can roll. Just watch your mirrors. Make sure you go to data, and that's it. They don't want anything else from us.
Qualifying is in the books again, which I think is my weak spot in my racing is qualifying. I can put the lap down when it really doesn't matter, but as soon as the clock is on for qualifying, I can't get it all done. So we ended up going P4, which is honestly better than I thought. The 44 car and I were within a tenth of each other, which is just about normal. So we were pretty clear on the rest of the BMWs, but the Hondas were, I think, a full 2 seconds clear of our time. So pull, I don't even think was an option, but you know, I think that's pretty accurate for the 44 and I to be right at the low end of the range. I think we did sort of mid 49s, which is pretty quick around here for the BMW M2, but unfortunately he did pit me out by a 10th, but we always race better than we qualify, so we're right where we need to be, and happy with a P4, I guess, and we'll fight from the race.
The lights are out.
Pack up, pair up, pack up, pair up. Get ready. 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 Green, 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 green.
Hands full now with Catania, who does have his windshield wipers on, so there could be some moisture around the circuit. It certainly is in the area. This is very interesting. Catania might not have the win on his resume, but he has run at the front consistently.
It was 11 podiums last year, 6 times runner-up finish, and started this year with a pair of runner-up finishes at Sonoma. So just knocking on the door has got to be frustrating. I'm sure he's sick of hearing me talk about it as well. So might be a tough sled here today with those Hondas.
You're spot on. 11 podiums last year, 3 times he set the fastest lap in the TCX class 1 year ago, but still looking for that breakthrough win.
You gotta get around, please, otherwise Darren's gonna catch you.
Gleason hit me. Totally uncalled for.
This is an interesting moment, though. Catania got up alongside, and did they make contact? Yes, they
yes,
did.
They did. That was wild. Just got the kind of tires locked together and leaped Catania up in the air, and thus allowed Garrett to close in.
Car is fucking bent.
Talk me in the front street. Where or when did he hit you?
It was right side damage. Turn 4.
Gleason's been demoted.
Yes.
From 3rd to 5th.
Yes, he has, but
Here
now
comes
Catania and Garrett. This is, we've seen this before between these two. Going back to last year.
Schmidt's right there as well.
Yes, he is. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
You fucking hit me again, dude. What the fuck?
To go, 14.
Might be right. Oh,
Anderson, did they come together maybe?
no. Wow, number of cars off.
Gleason's in there as well.
Could there be fluid down on the track? And a number of cars kind of in the same picture. Yeah, look at that. Devin Anderson, who was running in podium contention in TCA. Gleason is off the track. He was running in the top 5 overall at the time.
Go for it, Taylor. What a fucking nightmare race. What a fucking load of shit. These fucking idiots. I've been driving fucking crooked for 40 minutes.
Race control issued a warning for you and Gleason for not leaving enough racing room.
Yeah, well, you get what you fucking get, man.
Yep, catch up to Garrett now.
I don't even really know where to start with race one. We ended up finishing 4th. We started 4th, but it was a probably the most physical race, not like for me, but just in terms of car contact and stuff, physical race I've had, I think, you know, all year and probably even all last year too. So we able to work our way up to 3rd on the start around the outside. But I don't think we were really fully clear, and so I ended up making contact with the 44 early on the race, which set me back to 5th place. And so then on my fight back towards the front, I made contact with the 21 car, I think 3 times or something. So we ended up getting warnings for like not leaving enough space, because I just don't think the stewards, you know, they couldn't really make a call at that time. So they just said, hey, both you guys gotta calm down. But I think it was the second piece of contact that I had really was a hard hit to my right rear wheel. And when we got the car back on the pad, I mean, my toe was, the alignment, the toe was completely off. So I ended up driving 30 minutes with just a really, really beat car, which, you know, it's just, you can't drive to the limit of the car. You can't drive your fastest laps with a car that's not right. So goal is to keep pushing for tomorrow. We were the fastest BMW in the race today, so that's always, it's always a good thing to keep in your pocket and just know that the pace is there. So you know, anything can happen in racing. I think this was a pure demonstration of that. So onwards to race 2 tomorrow. Should be a nice, dry, good race, and gonna keep pushing forward.
Give me some comms now.
Check. Is this better? Check.
We'll be able to make it work, but I have a really hard time hearing, so we might have to go back and forth a little bit. I guess only necessary communications. I just can't hear you guys very well.
Copy. I'll just give you time checks and green flag. Nothing else. Back up, bear up. Ready?
Catania anxious. You can see him chomping at the bit,
Ready?
waiting for the green flag, and there it is. Yoshihara accelerates away. Maybe a little contact there with Catania. Gleason looking aggressive, making it 3 wide on the outside, and keep an eye on Colin Garrett.
This racing did a really nice job controlling this, moved down into turn 1 on previous lap. But look at Catania, that is really dicey there as they get into the brake zone. So easy to have a touch. Catania around the outside, that was nice.
Really smooth around the outside. Lucas Catania grabs 3rd place away from Gleason, and his troubles aren't over yet. Little twitch out of that car, and Kyle Lowe looming large out of the rear view. taken too many risks, but he's been able to make his way forward. This is a little bit more on the risky side, just as I say it. Oh, the contact into Catania. That was right in the wheel well. Hopefully that didn't do any suspension damage to that car.
Yeah, pretty aggressive move, and Catania didn't want to give it up either, so racing incident, and the stewards may look at it, you know, it's just hard racing. There was a touch, but the positions haven't changed.
20 to go, 20 to go. Race, no pressure from behind, just eyes in front. Just eyes in front, buddy.
Keeping the pressure here on Colin Garrett. This is the battle for the final podium position in TCX we're looking at coming on the front straightaway.
Garrett is feeling some pressure there. Interesting. Back and forth, not picking a line. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I mean, they're equally matched cars. Certainly the draft effect is somewhat more minimal in these TCX machines than some of the bigger silhouette cars, but nonetheless, certainly an indication to me that Colin Garrett is feeling the pressure and wants to try and hang on to that podium run and being the first BMW in this field. But for Catania, he just keeps delivering, just so solid, so consistent, week in, week out. His time will surely come, you'd think, for that breakthrough win this season.
White flag, last lap.
Battle. Plus, Garrett's got his hands full anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to have to stick it in the
Here
middle
we
of
go.
the track.
Here we
Catania to the inside. Who's going to be last to the late breakers? Up the inside comes Catania, and Garrett has no recourse. Catania closes him off. Now Garrett trying to make the long way around work. Both cars on the edge of adhesion. Here comes Garrett fighting back. Now he'll have the inside.
Great respect there by Catania. Really pinched his hands a little bit to give each other a little bit of racing room. They accelerated through turn 2. Garrett going to try and go the long way around. He's going to tuck it back to the inside. That could grab him that position back. Awesome racing here between these two.
Giving each other just enough room. Just one lap to go for the final step of the podium in TCX. Garrett clinging to it before everything he's got.
Big respect there between the two drivers. Nice to see.
We just got done here with race 2, an early morning race on Sunday. We ended up starting in the front row for whatever reason. There's just been so much commotion with technical infractions and appeals and protests with the Hondas that when we rolled out for grid, we were on the front row. So we had a god-awful start. I couldn't even tell you what happened. I made contact with the Honda at the start and then just got blown away by every BMW behind me. So we spent the first 5-10 minutes just sort of fighting to get back up towards the front. And once the dust settled, it was kind of just me and the Honda in the 44 car. So it was unfortunate that the Honda and I made contact. I really, in retrospect, I should have just let the Honda go because it's 2 seconds a lap faster than all of us. So I'm a racer at heart, so I wanted to defend my position and not give up anything. But, you know, I ended up with a collision that I think sort of messed up my alignment a bit on that right rear. So that's never easy to drive with or manage during the race. But once the Honda got clear of me, the 44 just didn't fight him at all. So that didn't help me. We made a move into turn 1 on the last corner and made it stick, but the 44 fought back really well. And we were side by side for about 4 corners. And ultimately he came out on top. So really hard, fast clean, professional racing with 44 as always. So can't really ask for anything more than that. But just unfortunate I couldn't peep out that last position. But you know, I hope they get the Honda balance performance under control, because right now it's not even a race between the Hondas and the BMWs. They're 2 seconds a lap faster than us consistently, 3 seconds at times. So, you know, I trust SRO and TC America to make it right, but right now it's, you know, you're basically fighting for third place. Third place is a win around here. So huge thank you to Rigid Speed Company for just another amazing weekend. It was a rough few days for a few reasons, but we continued fighting forward, continued pushing, and yeah, we're gonna hopefully come out on the top step at Circuit of the Americas in May. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, fam. Peace out.